What if instead of actually giving them food all the time, we helped them to get back into work? We helped them to learn more. We help them to get out their own way. We help them fight their own inner demons. We help them overcome whatever struggles they're going on mentally that prevent them from moving forwards as well. We help them heal any trauma that's going on right now that's stopping them from moving forwards. Because a lot of homeless people, by the way, a lot of homeless people used to be doing well.
Welcome to the Mind Over Money podcast with Jessen James.
Hey, it's Jessen James here, and welcome to another episode of the Mind Over Money podcast. I hope you are enjoying this podcast, and if you're not, why not? What the hell's going on? But seriously though, if you're new to it, welcome. If you are coming back, welcome back again. And if you are new to us, or if you've been listening for a while, but you've just been lurking in the background, make sure that you like and subscribe to the podcast, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're watching on Spotify, whatever channel you're watching on right now, make sure that you subscribe to the podcast. Even if it's just the audio version, make sure you subscribe and you like the episodes wherever you are. Make sure you leave us a review and make sure you share it with other people. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell for when I go live or when I put other episodes up. Okay, so let's dive into this episode. What are we going to be talking about today? Charity work. Should you or should you not do charity work? Now, what I'm about to share with you may be a bit of a taboo, but you know what? Why should we go with the mainstream all the time? Why can't we go against the grain a little bit to challenge our level of thinking? Now, when you think about it, most people, including me, by the way, are charitable by nature, as in we don't like to see other people suffering. We don't like to see other people in pain or in need. And most of us want to go and help that person, whether it's spiritually, emotionally, financially, it doesn't matter. We have this innate desire to want to go and help other people. And I think that's beautiful. And I think, if I'm very honest, I think society needs more of that. Here's my problem, though. When you engage in too much charity work, and what I mean by that is, when you get to the point where you feel sorry for somebody, to the point where you're just so sad for this person that you'll do whatever you can to get them out of a hole, unconsciously, here's what you're doing. When you feel sorry for one, you actually disempower them. That's the first thing. Secondly, you're not helping them in the long term. Now, this might sound harsh, but it comes back down to that old saying, that old proverb, that old, passage in the Bible, whatever you want to call it, of don't give a man a fish, teach a man to fish. So, unfortunately, a lot of the charity work that's going on out there right now, unfortunately, is not teaching people how to fish. In fact, it's bailing them out. It's giving them a fish. It's actually just putting a plaster over a bandage. Now, there's context to this, okay? Depends on your resources and depends on the time that you've got, and it depends on who you are. Now, for example, you might think walking down the street and feeding the homeless person is going to help them. Well, yes, it is, temporarily, all right? And maybe you regularly walk past the same homeless person or a few homeless people each day, and you do the same thing for these people. Now, that homeless person is not just getting help from you, they're getting help from other people passing by. So here's what's going on. How is that homeless person ever going to be rehomed? Providing they want to, by the way. I'm fully aware for some of them it's a lifestyle choice and they don't want to be rehomed. They like doing what they do. But there's people who want to get back on their feet. There's people who want to get back into employment. There's people who want to get back into work and earn some money or get back into education and eventually have their own roof over their heads again. There's people who actually want to get back on their feet. So how are you helping them if you keep on just putting a plaster over the bandage? You're not really. You're actually, I would argue, now this might sound harsh, but I would argue that you're actually making their problem worse because now they're just comfortable. It sounds crazy, right? They're on the street, Jessen. How can they be comfortable? Because maybe they're just used to living like that right now. And if every passerby that goes by either gives them some money or buys them some food or helps them or in some way or form or whatever, there's no real reason to move. Now, what if instead many of us turned our attention towards giving people who needed charity more motivation and education instead? What if instead of actually giving them food all the time, we helped them to get back into work? We helped them to learn more. We help them to get out their own way. We help them fight their own inner demons. We help them overcome whatever struggles they're going on mentally that prevent them from moving forwards as well. We help them heal any trauma that's going on right now that's stopping them from moving forwards. Because a lot of homeless people, by the way, a lot of homeless people used to be doing well. There's people who've, I don't know, come from a different country, was in a job doing well, or education, or whatever it is, and they lost it all, and now they're on the street. There's people who've been through divorces, and there's all kinds of people on the street. So what I'm trying to say is some of them have just got deep, unhealed trauma around what's happened to them in the past, which is stopping them from moving forward. So it comes back down to, are we really helping them when we give them a meal? And I'm just using homeless people as an example for charity work. I know there's lots more charity work going on out there. For example, when you're donating to, this might sound a bit mean because I'm a nurse, but when you donate to hospitals, are you really helping the hospitals? I don't think we are. Now, you might be going, Jess, what are you on about? Of course it is. When you donate money to hospitals, it's beautiful. They get to help more patients. They get to help more children. Yeah. Temporarily, and they rely on these donations constantly. When we live in a country, this is the UK I'm talking about here, I'm not sure about the country you're tuning in from, but in the UK, we have a National Health Service who's supposed to provide for that particular hospital. Now, the same government who say they don't have enough money to give this hospital, which is why they rely on donations from the public, is probably spending money wrongly elsewhere. So rather than donate money to the hospital all the time, could you do something better? Could you work with the hospital instead to raise their own money through their own entrepreneurial efforts? Or could you campaign or speak to your local MP or do something constructive that will try and shape government policy to make sure that they have the right funds to deploy to our National Health Service? Now, I know it's easier said than done, and I know you might be going, but Jessen, that's hard work. I know, I get it, but all I'm trying to do on this podcast is change your level of thinking. Because if I can change your level of thinking, your whole life changes, your whole perspective changes. So my point is around charity work is don't feel sorry for people because you disempower them. You must empower people by empathizing rather than sympathizing with their situation. When you sympathize with someone, it's like, I feel sorry for you. And next time you see them, they're going to see you and they're going to anchor this sense of, feeling sorry for themselves to you. They'll be like, there's that person who felt sorry for me. They get me. They understand me. Rather than you being that person, hey, look, I get it. I understand it. I don't agree that you should stay where you are right now, and I believe there's a better way. Suddenly you're making them feel that, hey, actually, maybe I should challenge myself. Maybe I should empower myself. Maybe I don't need to live like this for the rest of my life. Maybe there is hope. Maybe there is light at the end of the tunnel. But when you disempower them by just constantly feeding them or giving them money or helping them do stuff, when you could be actually teaching them how to do stuff, showing them how to fend for themselves, helping them learn a new skill, then everything changes. Like I've been seeing a few videos recently online of YouTubers and TikTokers who are doing charitable work, as in they're I don't know, you'll find this young, privileged, white dude walking around the street in India and randomly picks up a homeless guy, sits him on a chair, gives him a haircut, shaves his beard, gives him a wash, puts some clothes on him, makes him look good, makes him feel good, feeds him a meal, gives him some food, and puts him right back in the gutter where you picked him up. Look, it's a beautiful act, don't get me wrong. It's beautiful to watch. When you're watching it, you're thinking, wow, you just made that guy's day. You did. But the minute you said bye-bye to him, his whole reality came flooding back. That, hey, in a matter of weeks, I'm going to be looking exactly the same as when you picked me up. So you're not helping that person. In fact, the time, money, energy, and resources that you put into giving him a haircut, giving him a shave, putting some clothes on him, bathing him, making him feel good, giving him a meal, that whole time that you spent with him, what could you have taught him in that situation? What could you have done for him instead? Could you have brought him to the government and helped him find some housing? Could you have brought him somewhere and maybe paid an employer to give him a shot? Like, think about it. But most of us, it's so easy for us just to put a plaster over a bandage. Now, look, please understand, I am just as guilty at times of doing stuff like that, and I still do it now. I'll walk past a homeless person or I'll see someone suffering and I'm like, hey, look, I need to give them something. I need to feed them. But look, I'm human. But then I have awareness and I catch myself and go, hey, Jess, what's a better way that you can help this person? Can you help make a referral for them? Can you get them back on their feet? Can you get them a job interview? Can you do something for them? What can you do for them? And we're human. We want to help people, but are you really helping them when you put a plaster over a bandage? Think about it, okay? So I hope this has left you with some food for thought on the Mind Over Money podcast, because charity is a big part of life. I believe we should all be helping one another. We should be helping our neighbors. We should be helping the needy. We should be helping people who are not doing as well as us. We should always be doing that. I think that's a beautiful thing to have. Don't ever stop thinking like that. But what I'm trying to say is, can we change the way that we help people? Can we empower them rather than disempower them? Can we help them become dependent on themselves rather than create a codependency? Think of it, my friends. Think of it like this. Are you really helping someone next time you help them? Just ask yourself that. Are you just doing a temporary fix, or is it a long-term solution? Because I promise you, 9 times out of 10, the long-term solution is always better. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, before you go, make sure you leave me a review down below. Make sure you subscribe to it. Make sure you share it with somebody who might need to hear it. Look, people are inundated with podcasts. There are podcasts and videos and audios all across the internet, millions of them, and they don't know which one to listen to. So when you leave us a review, when you increase the subscriptions to this channel, when you review us and leave us, 5 stars, or you subscribe to us on your favorite platform, or you share this multiple times, what it does is it tells other people that, hey, this is a good show. And by doing that, you're saving them time, but you're also driving them towards me, where I believe that my words have value. So please, 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 can you help me to serve more people? Okay? So hope you enjoyed this episode. Until next time, until the next episode of the Mind Over Money podcast, I wish you all the wealth, health, success, and happiness that you truly, truly deserve. My name's Jessen James. It's been a pleasure hosting you on this episode.
You've been listening to the Mind Over Money podcast with Jessen James. Don't forget to subscribe and follow on all the channels, links in the show notes. Please also leave a review and visit www.jessenjames.com to find more resources on how to create the life you deserve.